The big statement coming out of Tesla for this week, they are updating their investment policy. I'm just going to read their statement that was filed with the SEC. So it says, in January 2021, we updated our investment policy to provide us with more flexibility to further diversify and maximize returns. And then it says here, we invested an aggregate of 1.5 billion in Bitcoin under this policy, and now they may invest a portion of such cash in certain alternative reserve assets, including digital assets, gold, bullion, gold exchange traded funds, and other assets. So we already know they put money in Bitcoin. That's not news. But the question now is, can they now buy gold ETFs and gold bullion? Would that be within the realm of possibility for Elon Musk to do?
Yeah, it's a great question. Look, Elon is a maverick, and obviously he's one of the best CEOs in the world. Tesla is worth more than all the car companies put together, all the other car companies put together, but they actually don't have that much cash. And obviously they recently raised a lot of cash from investors. So I think it was prudent on them to amend their registration with the SEC and inform all of their investors they're going to be basically not putting the cash with JP Morgan, but rather putting it in Bitcoin, right? So I think Elon Musk, following MicroStrategy and a lot of other companies, is deciding that the smartest guys in the world and the richest guys in the world are all deciding that holding dollars is not the future, and that they need a non-correlated asset. And the two best non-correlated asset, as me and you have been talking about for the last several years, is gold and Bitcoin. Bitcoin has much more scarcity, and that's why it moves a lot. Gold has much more abundancy, and that's why it doesn't move as much, even when you make these announcements.
Well, first of all, is it normal for a tech company to take their cash reserves and place it in gold or Bitcoin? Has that been happening?
So normally investors, I ran a public company before I started Celsius on the NASDAQ, and my investor would punish me very heavily if I took the cash of the company and put it into some other asset. They want to see you reinvest in your company. They want to see you accelerate the growth in the company. But using Bitcoin or gold as treasury management is something completely different. So I don't see any issue with replacing, again, the traditional Wells Fargo or JP Morgan treasury management with using Bitcoin or gold.
Why gold and Bitcoin? Why not treasury bills? Why not CDs? Why not fixed income products?
So when the yield on those products used to be 5 or 6%, it made a lot of sense. But when the yield is so low, you're actually taking much more risk than the reward that you're given. So it's like picking up a penny in front of a steamroller, right? What the reward you get, the risk reward is just not there. So today, crypto or Bitcoin more specifically represents a much better risk reward. And again, the smartest people in the world and the richest people in the world are siding with that as their investment or their choice.
But why did Tesla, a tech giant or an auto manufacturer, whatever category you want to put them in, decide to open the doors to gold in particular? What is this signal for the gold market, Alex?
Right, so it's almost like what they're not telling you. What they're not telling you is that they don't trust the US dollar. They're saying by voting for Bitcoin and putting gold as a reference, they're basically saying we do not want our treasury to be held in US dollars because we expect high inflation, we expect debasement, we expect everything besides good news about the US dollar.
I think the key for me, at least, is that they're putting Bitcoin and gold in the same category. Like you said, they don't trust a dollar. What can we buy that can hedge against a dollar? Well, it's gold and Bitcoin. So they're putting that together in the same camp. And we're finally seeing institutional, not just from the financial institutions, but industrial institutions like Tesla accept this notion that gold and Bitcoin are similar in utility. Do you agree with that?
Well, I think every time I've been on your show, I've been saying exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that other smart minds are finally reaching to the same conclusion. Again, if you're the CEO of a public company, it's much easier for Elon Musk to buy it on his own account. But convincing his board, convincing the investment community that this is a good thing is definitely a much higher bar. And you see, like, you have to look at crypto also from that perspective. 2017, the heroes, the ambassadors for Bitcoin and Ethereum were people who were not really at the top of the echelon of the business world. Today, some of the best, most famous people in the world are the champions for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on. So because of that, you're seeing this massive migration or acceptance of these assets as alternatives to the traditional asset management.
I'm just curious as to how he's going to execute, if he does buy gold, how he would execute that strategy with gold bars, gold bullion, ETFs. What's in his toolkit?
So look, gold is a very established asset. There's plenty of ETFs and other or physical storage facilities that you can buy that actually have very low cost basis. Remember, the Bitcoin, the largest asset, we are the second largest asset. The largest asset holder of Bitcoin is Grayscale, and that costs you 2% a year to hold. Yeah. So it's probably 4 or 5 times more expensive than actually holding gold. With Celsius as an example, you actually earn 6%. So we are +6, while most of our competitors are -2.
Right, okay. Now, when they made this statement recently, like yesterday or 2 days ago, the Bitcoin market moved up substantially in response. Well, I don't know if that was the sole reason it moved up, but certainly it did have an impact. It made the news, it was on Twitter, it was on social media. Gold had no reaction whatsoever. So I wonder why that is.
So again, it goes to scarcity. So I think Elon announced that he either already bought or he's planning to buy $1.5 billion. So everybody tried to front run Tesla's decision and hopefully get in on the asset before he buys the rest of his allocation. Gold is a asset that is 10 times larger than all of crypto put together.
Yes.
So it has much more liquidity. It has a very efficient and liquid futures market. So it moves much less. It's much less volatile,
right,
than the crypto market.
So what you're saying is $1.5 billion is significant for Bitcoin, but not so much for gold.
That's right.
Is it significant for Tesla? How much of their cash reserves is put into this investment policy? Do you know?
So I don't know their cash position, but I would be surprised if they had more than 10 billion in total in cash, because remember, they have a huge market cap, but they actually don't have that much cash. They had to go back to the market several times and raise capital. So as a percentage of their treasury, that is a very large commitment. It's definitely a much larger commitment, excluding Michael Saylor, who put 100% of his treasury into, MicroStrategy. Most other companies are going to allocate 5, 10, maybe 15%. And I think here we're talking about the higher limit as far as percentage of Tesla's total treasury.
Let's talk about using Bitcoin as a form of payment for the Tesla vehicles. I have a few questions about this. First of all, did this come as a shock to you?
Not at all. Actually, I reached out to Tesla to partner with them to allow any Bitcoin holder to take a loan and pay for it, to buy their Tesla with a loan from Celsius. So we love the fact that they are also going to accept Bitcoin. There are, again, tens of thousands of storefronts on the internet that already accept Bitcoin using either Coinbase or some other solution. So that's not a surprise. I think the question is really, is Tesla going to keep the Bitcoin when they get paid in it, or are they going to sell it into fiat? That is the question we need to ask.
Well, first of all, why are they doing this? I mean, why do you need a second form of currency, so to speak? I mean, I could pay with US dollars, Chinese yuan if I'm in China, euro if I'm in Europe. Why do I need Bitcoin now to pay with to pay for my cars?
You're right. I mean, look, there is no difference, and the Tesla team is very good at branding. Okay. The crypto community is a very loyal community, and if you can convince the crypto community to choose Tesla as their car,
I see.
That's another a few million people that are going to buy Teslas. So I think they're just very, very good with branding.
Okay, so it's kind of a PR move. What is a mechanism behind an actual purchase with Bitcoin? Say I have Bitcoin in a wallet. What's next? Do I just call up Tesla and say, can I transfer this from my wallet? How does that work? It's never been done on this kind of scale before.
Right. I don't think any of the car makers have created these kind of programs, but just to give you an example, almost basically any storefront you can create on the internet, right, automatically comes with a Coinbase account or some other BitPay account or anything like that. So most of the current online shopping experiences have that option in paying crypto. Most people that use crypto to pay for anything are sitting there and crying, right? Because they basically used their Bitcoin at 5,000 or 10,000 or 15,000, and here it is worth 45,000 or whatever the price is today. So if you bought a sofa, it cost you 5 times as much. If you bought a car, it cost you 5 times as much.
Yeah.
So our strategy is to, again, hodl your Bitcoin, take a loan in dollars, and pay for your Tesla. That's our strategy. We don't recommend paying with your Bitcoin because then you let go of your Bitcoin.